So today I would like to discuss something that I did many months ago back in, I want to say, March of 2019 that has affected my gameplay and how good I perform on PF to this day. And it's something that, surprisingly, I have preached about to other people and talked about a lot in tip videos and just didn't listen to myself. So let's go over the mistakes that I made and how you guys can also learn from these. I apologize if it is a bit redundant with the videos I've talked about in the past, but let me give you guys my own personal example so I can relate to the rest of it. So one of the biggest tip that I always tell people for most of the time is to lower your sensitivity. Most people out there play on a sensitivity that is far too fast for them, and recently, well, honestly, the past year, I have been no exception. I wanted to learn how to play with a more flicky playstyle, that being the same as someone like my friend Jafin or Daniel. I'll link their channels in the description, and even show a quick clip of their videos right here, where they just play very snappy, and I've always found that really interesting to look at, and I always wanted to do it myself. I've never been a snappy aimer or anything like that. I've always had better game sense than I've had aim, so I always had to kind of meet in the middle with my skills. I never felt like I was really efficient at one over the other, and it just never added up as a whole. Cut back to about 2 or 3 days ago, I finally said screw it. I had many times in the past tried to adjust my sensitivity and go lower again, and after like 1 or 2 lives, I'll be like, this doesn't feel the same. Let me go back to a higher sensitivity. And this has just done so much harm to my gameplay more than anything. Like, you guys will see me uploading videos and I'm still getting 100 kills, 150, even the occasional 170 plus kills, but I've never felt consistent since that day. And in my mind, I always kept trying to convince myself, like, no, like, this is what you need to do. People who play on those flicky playstyles have a high sensitivity, you know, this is how you work towards getting better at that, and the truth is, I was just flat out wrong. I used a higher sensitivity, and it just wasn't for me. It honestly wasn't, and the reason that I kept forcing myself was always for that dream of playing with that, like, super efficient, you know, snappy playstyle that I personally thought looked awesome, and I just didn't need that. In the past 2 days, I lowered my sensitivity, and I'll put up my sensitivity settings on the screen now so you guys can see them in case you're curious about them, but it's immediately done wonders. Even on Phantom Forces, Valorant, even, my aim has just immediately become so much better, and I feel immediately more consistent on both games. I honestly kind of feel like I could slowly, if I wanted to, get back to my old level of skill on PF if I wanted to play the game a lot more. Granted, I don't play the game anywhere near as much as I used to, and I will probably never be as good as I used to be, but I think that I could continue working towards that just by lowering my sensitivity. And like I said, I've preached it so much in tip videos, and you know, that's always like my go-to thing, is immediately telling people, before you even ask me what to do to improve, probably should lower your sensitivity. Because you guys, I know for a fact, you guys have seen people out there, they'll get a lucky kill on you, and you watch them, and they're just spinning around in circles. They're going so fast, they have no idea how to control it, and it is just the worst mistake that you can make. Without a doubt, I say this, like, confidently, that the sensitivity has been such a major drawback to me. And it's something I just wanted to make a quick video and talk about because, my god, like, if I would have just listened to myself a year ago and I would have never made that change, I probably would have retained and continued increasing my skill to this day, and it's really unfortunate that I didn't. But with that said, I do plan on releasing some montage stuff soon. I hope you guys will enjoy it. I'll be working a little bit on that relatively over, like, the next few weeks. But just take a look at your sensitivity, guys. Try to go around in, let's say, Phantom Forces and shoot at one person and try snapping onto another person that's in your sight. And how many people out there will go to snap to that person and always overshoot them? You will never get a clean snap to them. You will never get that perfect, clean snap that you want. You will always overshoot and have to adjust. Lower your sensitivity, guys. I promise you, there is so much room for improvement when you do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just wanted to admit all of my mistakes to you guys. Have a wonderful day. Hope everyone's staying safe. Peace out.